Puffins, and welcome to another episode of Eat, Puff, Love. We are your host, Growlr.
And I'm your boy, Vybz.
How you doing today, Vybz?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing, Growlr?
Oh my gosh. I have had a wonderful day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This has been a day full of, what is the word? Adventure. I'm going to use that word to be my word for the day. How about you?
Well, it's season 2.
Season 2.
How about that?
Season 2. Tell me what you're gonna do.
We gonna be doing it a lot.
What you gonna be doing? Hey, don't say too much. Hey,
We're not yet. But go ahead and tell us about your amazing day.
my amazing day.
Yeah, your amazing day. Tell us about it.
Well, you know what? I am excited because we have a really special guest today, and I'm really excited to record with our guest. However, I was packing up all of my recording gear and realized I forgot a wire. I had to run home and
then another wire.
And then I realized,
and then another wire. And then he got stuck on the elevator. I'm sorry.
I got stuck in the elevator. For our fact of the day, just in case anybody cared, fire departments are more important than just putting out fires. They also save people from elevators. And they do this quite often, from what I understand.
Not from the elevators. They save them from the elevators.
They save humans for elevators, which then brings to question, why is America's elevators failing so terribly?
It's just like Amtrak, everybody.
Amtrak, however, I hope Amtrak expands service so that I can fly across the country, and I hope that they allow weed on the trains, because then I would just take the train just to smoke weed and see the countryside.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. Now back to our guest today, everybody. Little Puffins. Who is our guest, Growlr?
Let me tell you something. We met this brother at the National Cannabis Festival. If you've not had a chance to go to the Cannabis Festival, it is a great time. There's great food, there's great energy, there's great concerts happening, and it's your favorite kind of concert if you're somebody who smokes weed, because a lot of the time the music is just chill vibes, so you can chill out on the grass and have a good time. But I say all that to say, we came upon this booth of a young entrepreneur who was doing some really cool things in the world of rolling papers. And let me tell you, I, as somebody who rolls, love a good rolling paper. He is not only an extraordinaire concerning rolling papers, but this brother is the who's who on the cannabis list, y'all. Y'all need to make sure y'all are watching out.
Well, tell us his name.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us his name and the name of his company.
The name of his company. Everyone, I welcome to Eat, Puff, Love, Mr. Justin Buck. How you feeling today, Justin?
Yes, Justin Buck of Pearl Rolling Company.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling a little lifted. We had spent some time together, so yeah, I'm ready to get the episode started, man.
You know, I remember when we got a chance to meet you. You were at your booth at the festival, and y'all, I'm telling you, just great energy, really kind, and if you are not switched over to Pearl Rolling Papers, this is your time. This is your moment.
Facts.
Hashtag facts.
Hashtag facts.
Speaking of facts.
Yeah, so Justin, welcome to the episode. We're glad you're here.
Yes.
It's been a while in the making. And we're glad you're here. But what we want you to do is first just tell us a little bit about who you are, you know, your background, how you came to be. Who is Justin Buck?
Who is Justin Buck?
Justin Buck. So you know, I'm the first child of my parents. Born in Washington D.C., raised in Maryland. And so I spent my entire life here in the DMV area. My mom she was born in Brooklyn, but became a lawyer here, and then my dad was born in Philly and then became a lawyer here, and then now there's me. So the very opposite of a lawyer, you know what I mean? So I have two younger siblings that I grew up with, and just being an older sibling, being a basketball player growing up, football player, all that, like, just kind of taught me about discipline. And that's honestly one of the things that I lean on most now, as an entrepreneur. But yeah, so grew up in Upper Marlboro, Bowie area, and went to Morehouse College after just, at 18, after being here my whole life. Went to Morehouse, met a lot of great people, a lot of great friends, and, graduated with a degree in business. Yes. So knew that was like the lane that I wanted to go. And then actually while I was in school is when I actually got the patent for Pearl as well. Oh. And then because that was something that I wanted to, I knew I wanted to do like once I was in college. But yeah, met all my really good friends that like I have now at Morehouse and Spelman and Clark, Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So like I really, really like Atlanta. That's kind of like where I think, I really like blossomed into a man really. Mm-hmm. And then yeah, from there got my first job at like this tech startup in Denver, Colorado. Mm-hmm. Spent some good time there. Got to see the mountains out there, expand my horizons a little bit. So yeah, and then I just graduated from the University of Maryland, Baltimore. So once I left Denver, I went back to school, and yeah, just got a second degree, and now I'm just really just focused on Pearl and using my degree.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. Hey. Is this what they call black excellence?
Black excellence. You said that you got your inspiration for Pearl while in your undergrad. So my question then is well, how does the inspiration for a rolling paper come about? Are you like rolling and you're like, or it's like, those commercials where you see people doing ridiculous things like there's people sewing things with a massive sewing machine. It's like, my life is so terrible with these massive sewing machines. I need a pocket-sized sewing machine. Like, what brought you to?
Are these the machines you can buy for like 3 easy payments of $19.99?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm telling my age. Go ahead.
How did you what was the moment that you were like, oh my gosh, no more of this?
Yeah, honestly, when I was learning, because in high school, I wasn't a smoker at all. I was really focused on sports. Like, that's what I was like really like focused on. So I wasn't smoking like that. I think I might have had my first joint in high school, but it was like 1 or 2 times in high school. So it was just, I was really like.
Was it backwood?
It was a blunt.
It was a blunt.
It wasn't a backwood. It was a blunt. Right. Yeah. So, for me, in college, my friends that like have become like my best friends now that I just like met freshman year, like they were just introducing me to like rolling. And I always knew like blunts were cool, but the only reason I liked blunts was because they were easy to roll. But I always liked papers more because
blunts are easier to roll.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
But because they're thicker, they're thicker though. That's why they're just like easier to handle. I feel like. Okay. But but I always liked papers more, and so but I just thought papers were just hard to roll, and then like everything like would just fall out, and so I was just like. As I was being introduced to rolling was when I got frustrated with it. I was like, I love smoking. Like, I realized freshman year, I was like, okay, I like smoking now. Like, this is my thing. I'm going to continue to do this. So, but then as I was like, trying to turn it from being social to like just having other people roll to like, I need a joint, like, or I need to smoke, like, to that progression happened there. I was getting frustrated with the rolling process.
Right.
So I just did some research and, was trying to figure out how to roll online. And I ran across a YouTube video of Wiz Khalifa rolling in a jacuzzi. And I'm serious.
Yeah, inspiration comes from where it comes.
Yeah, literally. I saw him watching this and he taught this method of how he like boated the end. And I was like, bro, and just to make it easier to roll up. And I was like, bro, that's a genius idea. So I started boating the end and doing it that way, but it wasn't all the way what I needed. Mm-hmm. So then I added I added like a seal. So like I just licked the top end of it as well so that it was completely sealed. So now you have the boat and you have the seal at the top so the weed can't fall out at all when you're rolling it up. Mm. So when I did that, I was like, wow, this is great. So I just did it every single time that I was rolling up. And then I showed all my friends this, and then they started doing it every single time that they were rolling up. Mm-hmm. So I was like, wait, we got something here. Like, what is this? Like, so then I was like, well, I'm not about to sell these, but I was like, well, if I could have them be prepackaged that way, like other rolling papers, then I feel like that would be like a viable business.
Right.
Because like at this point, I'm a junior or a sophomore going into junior, and I know like I want to do business. I want to, at that point I thought I wanted to be a consultant, but I knew like down the line I wanted to do something for myself.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what it was. But then once this came about, just kind of naturally as me starting to learn how to smoke, that's just like how my brain works. So it was just like once I thought of that, it was just like we should do this.
So here's the question for me. So you're at Morehouse. You're going to get your degree from Morehouse.
Yeah.
Your parents already know that. But they're two lawyers here in the DMV, and you come home and say, I think I want to start a rolling paper company for cannabis. Yeah. What'd they say to you?
What the fuck?
And why? Like, why?
Man, so my dad, first of all, he's one of those people who don't smoke or drink. And he's a grown man, and he was a history major.
Yeah. Okay.
He is a lawyer, and now he's a lobbyist.
Okay.
So he he doesn't like, his vices are not anything that he understands. Like even when I just have like wine or something, he's like, bro, he's like, what are you doing? Like, you're drinking? I'm like, yeah, a little bit. Like, so it's just like, that's just how he is.
Yeah.
My mom is very different from my dad.
Okay.
My mom, when I first like came back after my first year of Morehouse, she knew what it was, but she just thought it was a phase.
Okay.
Because I came back home after my first year of college and did exactly what I was doing in Atlanta, which was hotboxing with my friends and then coming inside.
Right.
So when you hotbox, and then it's different when you hotbox and you go back to your dorm room, but when you hotbox, then you go to your mother's couch. It's like, it's very different, I realized.
What's that smell?
What is going on?
Justin, do you have an herb in your pocket?
She's like, do you have it on you right now? Is it in your pockets? Like, no, I just smoked it all. Like, so like, I didn't like outright tell her that I was, but it just, happened, and she just thought it was a phase. And then I just, she came to visit me a couple more times in Atlanta. My car still smelled like weed. So at that point, she really just had to sit down, talk with me. Like, I just want to understand you. Like, what's going on? So like, that's why I think I gravitated more to like how my mom handled it instead of my, dad kind of just being like, yo, what the fuck? Cause he doesn't understand any of this. He doesn't understand drinking. He's like, it's disgusting. Why do people drink? And I was like, well, it's not about the taste. And he's like,
it's about the feeling.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. And he doesn't get weed either. And I understand that because I know him. But my mom, she just came and was just like, she drinks wine like every single night. She'll have just like a nice glass of wine, like a regular human being.
Yeah.
So she's just like, she's just like, that's what I kind of did that analogy for her. I said at the end of like, as school's stressful, like it's a lot for me, and weed for me, like, yes, I do it socially, but now I'm at the point where like, if I'm stressed out at the end of the day, I come home and I light a joint, and it just relaxes me, and then I go to sleep, just like how you have your glass of wine.
It sure the hell does.
Exactly. So I think because my mom had a similar vice, it just clicked better for her.
Yeah.
And then, so that was how weed came upon. And then I was like, Mom, we need to file a patent for some rolling papers. And then that was a whole different conversation. So, yeah.
But it's still a good thing, like I'm sure, like I know for a fact, like my mother's a therapist. And so she was like, yeah, like the podcast, but you need to take it down. It shouldn't be online. But I know that it's a thing. Yeah. But she's still like, I'm sure like your parents are very happy that you're doing what you want to do, and that you're plowing the way for yourself. And so even with all that, I think that's probably the case.
Yeah.
My mom came in my apartment and was like, you got a lot of incense or something? It smells like you light a lot of incense. Like, ma'am, this is not your house. You are a visitor today. All right? And if you want to be a visitor again,
you're going to be all right.
you're going to be all right.
Yeah, yeah. So I think now, though, because this was, I want to say, probably like 5, 6, 7 years ago now.
Yeah.
So like now everybody's like, okay, Justin he smokes a lot. Like at this point I'm smoking on social media. So it's, he's like, this is who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. Hey, that's what we all need to be. Like, let's all get to that point. Like,
for real.
You live your life. I love you. Live your life.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the weed parts.
That too. Let's take a quick little break.
Yeah, let's take a quick break.
And roll up one of these pearling papers, and we'll be back in a moment.
Yes.
Little Puffins. Happening. Stuck in the elevator. 5 chords not here, and now he's high.
Welcome.
It's all right. It works.
Welcome back.
Are we recording now?
We are recording.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Hey. Welcome back, Little Puffins. We're sitting here with Justin Buck of Pearl Rolling Papers.
Yes.
Just had a great introduction. You told us all about yourself and your family and how your parents were like feeling about you starting this company. But just tell everybody a little bit more about why Pearl Rolling Papers, what you're doing with it, how it came about, and what's happening next.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, what? Did I say something wrong? Was that too much of a loaded question? All right. A, B, C. Let's start with, just tell us where the inspiration for Pearl Rolling Company came from. Why Pearl?
Yeah. So actually, man, this is actually really good because it comes from the roots of where I'm from. It's a colloquial term, like a slang term of like, pearl. Like if you roll a joint or a blunt, but in my case, a joint, and the joint just looks like a pre-roll or looks magnificent, like, because when you look at a pearl, it gives you that vibe of just like, it's like perfection, really.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from. Like I wanted to name it that because the whole idea is it's going to be easier to roll a pearl. Because when I was not growing up, but like just because I was from the area, I wasn't smoking in high school like that, but people who were just talking about how they pearling it and stuff like that. And so it just was something that from this area, and then actually when I started smoking and then would come back home too, like then all my friends that I know that are from high school and stuff are back home, and then but it's still the slang term that we all use in just like the Maryland, PG County area, in DC and all that. I think the whole area uses it, just like pearl it. So that's just, and even when I was, ran into like my college friends, they're from Chicago and they knew the term. Like they're like, yeah, that joint pearled. So it was even something in college that I just used all the time to represent like a really well rolled joint.
Okay. I've never heard this. Have you heard this before?
Nah. But I get it. Like I get the idea of like having something that would mimic something that maybe you may experience sometimes. Yeah. You may not experience a lot. But if I can get my roll to look just like whatever it is from out of the, well, at that time, well, maybe not for you, but for me, no dispensaries or things like that. I get it.
But it's also just how it pulls. Like if it pulls a certain way, it's like pearled.
Right. It's not burning lopsided.
Exactly.
It's a clean burn.
It's a clean burn. It's not canoeing. It's just it's burning very smoothly, and then you can also just feel when you're actually pulling it too, because if you've ever like smoked a badly rolled joint, it can affect how you receive the smoke. Yeah. So you might you might have a joint that has a bunch of air gaps and all that stuff, and it's really going to affect it because you're not really going to enjoy it as much. But when you have a joint that's rolled to perfection and they know what they were doing, and you smoke it, you can know the difference. So it goes just beyond how it looks, but it's also how it pulls.
See, it's pulling well over here for a growler.
And it's pulling really well.
I pearled that.
You pearled it.
I pearled that.
You pearled that. Now you about to be super high. Cough, coughs. Hey, if you are, I mean, that's what I was always told.
Yeah.
The more you cough,
you get higher.
The higher you get.
So yeah,
I know it's science to it. I can't explain it.
No, actually, I learned this in my degree that
that's right. Come on, use your degrees.
Come on, we're gonna sit on the edge.
You see what he doing? You see what he doing, Mama and Daddy?
This is what he's doing. Yes.
Come on.
Yes. So when you
are so grateful to have a specialist on the show today, everyone.
True.
Facts. No, I don't think I said what my degree was in.
You did not.
No, you did not.
You did not.
So my degree, everyone, is in medical cannabis science and therapeutics.
Say that 5 times fast.
From the University of Maryland, Baltimore.
Yes.
I just graduated in May, actually.
Come on, B-Mo.
Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
So when you cough, your lungs expand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and when they expand, that
you're able to get more smoke into your body quicker.
And that's going into your bloodstream.
And going to the bloodstream faster because your lungs are expanding.
Yeah. I used to have a friend who would be like, the hardest coughs ever, but he was just like, I have to do it because he would be so high. It would be like those like bronchial coughs. Yeah, like the whole like falling over, but he would always be so high after. And that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's the reason you just are able to consume more smoke when you cough.
I love this word pearl now and now it's making me more excited about the papers because I had always just classified joints as smokable or non-smokable and smokable or perhaps we should re-roll this.
Yeah. Perhaps we should put a couple more wraps of paper around this.
You know what's funny? Because actually, most of my smoking friends they roll blunts, and so they are always surprised that I roll papers. Mm-hmm. And then, like watching you roll your paper now, I feel so much more confident in my ability to roll, just because I was like looking at how I'm telling y'all, if you're excited about pearl rolling papers, check out the tutorial that we'll have available also online. Trust me, these papers are legit, and the pull is so nice. It's like
they do burn well.
It's burning very well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm talking with the joint in my hand, which is a bad omen.
Is it? Oh. Well, so Justin, what is next for pearl rolling? Like, where are you going? What are you doing now? Because tell us a little bit more about the papers. Tell us where you're going next, mm-hmm. and then tell people how they can find them.
Yeah. So a lot of that is like coincides with one another. So we just did a big project, which was getting on Amazon.
Okay, Amazon.
So getting on Amazon. And then obviously you can go get them at Amazon.
Yes.
But
put them in your cart,
just type in pearl rolling papers. We're the #1 spot on that search, in that keyword search right now. So So we just finished up that big project, and that was something that I really wanted to get done at the beginning of this year. Hold on, let me pull this real quick. That's smooth. So yeah, that was something that we really wanted to just get done at the beginning of the year, was to get on Amazon. It was something that I had to delay to like May because I was busy with school. But as soon as I graduated, that was like priority #1: get on Amazon.
Get on Amazon.
Yes, because 2 million people per day type in the word rolling papers into the Amazon search box.
Okay. I'm one of them. Yes. No lie, I'm one of them.
Yes. So, I'm sorry. The data was $2 million per day.
$2 million per day.
Per day. Yeah, I think it's around like 40,000 people per day search it, but it's $2 million per day is made on Amazon just in rolling papers. So once I saw that stat, I was like, well, we're losing time and money from not being on Amazon. So we just finished that up. We're trying to just become more of a brand. So right now we only have like rolling papers, and then we have like, you know, one hat. So we're going to be coming out with a fall winter clothing line.
Okay.
And it's not going to be like merch. It's going to be clothing. You know what I mean? Like this is we've taken a stab at our fashion. And,
Okay.
so, you know, and I think that we have a really artistic logo. You know, the actual like pearl letters, but I also think like our mascot is just really, really cool and artistic. And I think, you know, having that placed in very strategic. Oh shit.
It's all right. It's all right.
I'm not. Yeah.
He was ashing in the pearl
No,
shell.
no.
No, you can't do it. No, go ahead. But your merch is not just merch.
It's
real clothing with
it's
your
real
logo.
Clothing. Yeah. So we put a lot of time into it and like designing it. Like so today, actually, like I think I told you guys that, you know, I meet with my team every Saturday because we all work during the week. So we meet on Saturdays for 2 hours, and that a lot of that was spent today like designing.
Cool.
So we're finishing that up.
It's gonna be all sizes,
It's gonna
all body types,
All body
'Cause
types.
You know we body positive around here.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna have all body types available. So that's something that like we're finishing up right now. Like we finished it up today. So that's something that, you know, we are gonna be having in the fall winter, and then we're also gonna be having. So right now, like our rolling papers are like the gum line is on one side. So when we were making this, like I didn't realize everybody who I had input from was right-handed. So if you look at our rolling papers, there's like it's a gum line on one side, but if you roll the other way, like the opposite way, then there's no gum line on the other side. That's not an issue for any other rolling paper because they don't have a sealed end.
Right.
So it was something that was an oversight during this design process, but we're going to be coming out with double gummed rolling papers.
Thank you, the lefties.
yeah.
The lefties, thank you.
Yeah.
The lefty.
Yeah.
Nobody really understands that struggle.
Yeah.
It is a real struggle, people.
Yeah, so it's going to be double gummed. So that's going to be coming up also in the probably like I would say early 2023.
Okay.
So that's coming up, and then we're also going to have an NFT collection that's going to be like community based. So that's going to be coming out around the same time. So we have a lot of things coming on. We're going back to MJ BizCon.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that earlier offline, but yeah, just tell us a little quickly about that.
Yeah, so MJ BizCon was great. So we're going back this year, and that's something that like we also like are really, really excited to do, because like I was telling you offline, it was one of the best experiences that I've like been a part of since I've like just become an entrepreneur. And this was like really our first experience, our first open up to the world, really, like what our product is. So we were at MJ BizCon and we had a booth, and we just kind of had like our first like 200 to 300 like products there from our supplier, and it was really just we wanted to just test the waters and see how people were like receiving the product. And it was overwhelmingly like great, and like we had a bunch of partnerships and like marketing opportunities after that. We had like, you know, deals made with some dispensaries and some smoke shops. It was really great. And then like just the network, like I'm still working with people that like I met at MJ BizCon last October. November, I'm sorry. October. It was in October, but it's in November this year. So yeah, it was last October, and like I'm still working with a lot of them now. So it was like just priceless. Like the amount of money that I paid, it was worth it for sure. Yeah,
because it's a connecting space for people in the industry. I know you were talking about how there were like, even for just like black folks who are in the business, and how there was just like that experience there. Yeah. So we like there was a networking event held from this organization called Minorities for Medical Marijuana, and they had a networking event. It was the most it was like the best, I think, like just kind of party event that I've gone to like as an adult, like with, because this is like my first like experience
all of this. So like, but they just had like anybody like. It was just all black people when we walked in, and it was just people smoking. They had a room just dedicated to people like just doing dabs. Like it was just like crazy. And then they had, just like they had a great like DJ up there, just great vibes, a bunch of people that were just black and in the cannabis industry. Like we met like people that, that were in retail stores now, and we met there just at that party.
Wow.
Yeah, give me my 40 acres so I can grow cannabis.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was cool, man. And like they had a specific area for people smoking, and it was like just like great vibes. I think if you're trying to get into the medical, or I'm not medical, if you're trying to just get into the cannabis industry, period, I think that's where you need to start, is just going there. Yeah. Just all the days too. But they have amazing speakers. Like they had Damon John, I think, last year. But just, it's not like, just even besides all the speakers and all that, like I would just go and walk the convention floor, and that's like, and you just can walk up on anybody, and everybody is doing something very, very interesting.
Awesome.
So it's seeing people doing great things and also finding inspiration.
But talking to them
and being able to,
you have to be able to do that. Yeah. And I think, that's something that we can improve upon in terms like if I was to give us a review for like our own like company, I think like we need to just be a little bit more aggressive next time that we go. But now we went one time, and we know what to do when we get there, and it's going to be, it's going to be really, really impactful for us as a business when we go there.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. So I hope to see
EPUF
Love
yeah.
at MJ BizCon.
Right. We continue, as you grow, we grow, we all grow.
And I need to see y'all there.
But you know what? I was sitting here thinking about
what's that?
I was like, you know what? One day we're gonna all be on a panel, and they're gonna be asking one of us a question, and they'll be like, how did you all meet each other? Oh, let's tell you this funny story.
Get the hell out of here.
And I turned to Sharon. I turned to my assistant Sharon, and I said, Sharon, what do we got out there?
All right, everybody. Whatever we just smoked,
I just rolled up.
Let's take us there. All right, so let's take another quick break.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and finish up with our Eat Puff Love moment.
And
and that's
I'm really excited for that, by the way.
Good.
Welcome back. We just rolled up. Yeah. Hey, we are back. Another pearl rolling papered pearl. A pearl. We rolled a pearl.
We pearling over here.
Yeah. And you pearled it, by the way.
I pearled it. Thank you so much, everyone. I have worked really hard.
You've had a long day, man.
For this moment to learn how to roll.
Yeah, stuck in the elevator.
We still understand.
No, because that's crazy that you got stuck in the elevator.
Y'all, this is some, I'm telling you, that was some crazy shit. And
I guess my building's not gentrified enough. Because motherfuckers over here getting stuck in elevators.
That's crazy, man. Oh, my goodness.
So we have enjoyed our time getting to chat with you and getting to vibe with you and to eat puff love with you. We also ate. We forgot to mention that.
No. Oh, yeah, we did.
The sushi was fantastic.
Y'all, we had some sushi. We ate some delicious
sushi rolls.
This is how we roll.
This is how we roll. Yeah. Sushi rolls and rolling papers.
Right.
We would have made this night even better if we had some Tootsie rolls.
Tootsie roll. Hey, to the left, to the left, to the front, to the... No, but the sushi was good. And we did not buy the build your own sushi thingy.
We did not.
We already needed to have it laid out.
But we definitely had it delivered.
And sushi does pair well with weed.
The layout was great.
listen, we had like sashimi and some other rolls and some cooked rolls, but we paired it with blackberry hash plant.
Yes.
Which is an indica.
Beautiful.
24% THC.
It's amazing.
And then we had a little mix of the mother of berries and another indica, 20% THC. And so sushi and indica. And indicas.
That is the name of my next anime series.
Little sake on the side. But now we're coming to the end of this episode, and we cannot go away without inviting you, Justin, to have an Eat Puff Love moment with us.
Eat Puff Love.
Can't wait.
And so we are going to spin our little Eat Puff Love wheel, and
do it.
You either are going to share with us something that you ate most recently that you love, something that you puffed most recently you loved, or just something in general that you're loving right now. That could be person, place, thing, or idea. Okay. So are we ready?
We are going to start our Eat Puff Love thermometer.
So let's spin that wheel.
Here we go.
Here we go. All right. So the wheel is Puff.
Puff.
Tell us your most recent or your most favorite Puff story.
Yo. No, y'all need a camera, bro. Y'all niggas are some nuts. I just watched them do that live, y'all. I just watched them do that shit live. So earlier, this man said they do some fake wheel noise. I was like, what is that? I don't even know what that means.
You didn't know what it was. I didn't want
like,
to tell you. I didn't want to tell you. I just wanted you to experience it. There's method to the madness.
I said to myself at that time, I was like, what is that fake? I was like, I don't think. So now that I see, it is a fake ass wheel no.
It is.
Dog, but y'all are hilarious, bro. Y'all are fucking hilarious, bro. Yo, no, y'all need a camera here ASAP. Yo, I'm serious. Season 2, y'all need to y'all need a camera, man. Y'all are hilarious, bro. They need to see y'all do that. If y'all gonna do, they need to see y'all do that. Y'all grown men do that. All right. Anyway,
your favorite Puff moment.
My favorite Puff moment. So in college, my friends and I, we came up with this thing. It was called Cushion OJ Saturdays.
Oh.
So so we would wake up at Saturday morning at around I think like 8:30, 9 a.m. and we would just hotbox my car for about an hour or so.
Okay.
And then we would go to this breakfast spot. This local breakfast spot in Southwest Atlanta, which is called Dahlia's Chicken Sausage. And we would just go there smelling like 15 pounds of marijuana.
Yes.
And they would greet us with a smile.
Yes.
Right.
And then we would sit down in their restaurant and they would greet us laughing and smiling at us and would take our order and just like we would have, like, they had, first of all, the best chicken sausage in all of Atlanta. And they had great food and we would just be stoned out of our minds.
And they'd be like, yo, back again.
Yo, they were like, what's up? Yo, no, they knew our names.
They knew your names. Okay, so this was a regular
This is a
occurrence.
regular thing. And then we would just get high as hell every Saturday morning and we would do this.
What was your order? What'd you order most of the time?
They had these what are they, like the mini sandwiches? What are those called?
Sliders.
Sliders. They had these
Okay.
chicken sausage sliders, and they had like this special sauce that like drips off of it, and they put the cheese on it, and then you can drip it up in jalapeno.
Was it on a
too.
biscuit?
It was on like a biscuit, yeah.
Okay.
No. It was a slider,
Like a slider bun.
Yeah,
kind of
slider
thing.
bun
Okay.
type of thing with the chicken sausage, and then they had like a nice sauce on top of it, and then you could like spice it up with a bunch of other like accessories on top if you wanted to. And then they had like frozen iced tea and stuff like that, and frozen like just drinks, and it was just like amazing. It was, and plus we would be like 3 J's in, and it's like we were very high, and just some 20-year-olds just kind of just doing whatever.
Yeah, that's some shit I would do today.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
No, I'm just saying, like,
What's the name of the chicken sausage place? When we going to Southwest Atlanta? Like what?
Literally, he's over here talking about this from 21
20-year-old
No,
stuff.
no.
What?
Like, we just told you what we're doing.
Frozen iced tea? Do they put some alcohol in it? That's what I want.
No, you had to. We have done that though, and gone there, and then like left there and put just a bunch of out because we've done that before. We've mixed it, and it's a great mixer, by the way.
Yeah.
Those frozen, they have frozen iced teas and frozen drinks in there. Is the mixers are great.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
So, Growlr, what about you? Most recent or favorite
Puff moment.
Puff moment.
The most recent favorite puff moment. This moment is really special. I am enjoying the energy and the love in the room, and I will always equate this smoke session to getting locked in an elevator, and I will also equate this smoke session to getting to smoke with the great Justin Buck. So dope. We had a good time.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I think for me, I guess I'm gonna go all nostalgic.
Okay.
Since you were talking about hot boxing.
I love it.
I remember the first time, like a couple times I used to get high. I used to stay with two of my old friends. We rented an apartment together, and we would go into the bathroom that didn't have a window and turn the water all the way up to like steaming hot. Put the towel underneath the door, try to stuff it in the cracks and everything, and just get high and come out like crawling out of the bathroom on the floor. And I haven't done that in a while. I feel like the last time I did that maybe it was in my 30s. I don't know, the trip in Miami, but I don't feel like I've done that in a while. And so I'm
I've done that
feeling
recently.
nostalgic.
Yeah, I've done that recently at a play party at a hotel. There was supposed to be no smoking, and so everybody like all crammed into the bathroom.
That has happened to me as well.
And I was like, "Whoa, what is everybody doing?" Because I'd never done this before. I was always like, if they say we can't smoke in here, then we're not gonna smoke in here, guys. Everybody, let's go outside. It's not a big deal. We get our walk in, like I was that person. And so my first time doing that was maybe a year ago. It was just. I thought we were going to get in trouble.
It actually works though.
It does work. It's something
Like I've done that several times.
It's the steam, and you said it's the opening up of the lungs. I feel like. Well, everybody, it's been a thing today, and Justin, we're glad you're here. But before you go, tell all the little puffins who are listening, how can they find you? How can they find Pearl Rolling Papers? We already know you can buy them on Amazon, everybody. My mind is thinking Instagram, but maybe they'll be able to buy your apparel on Instagram.
Maybe, yes. They will actually soon. So, yeah. You can follow the company at Pearl Rolling Co. So that's just PearlRollingCo. And then my personal Instagram, if you're interested, jbuck13. So, yeah. And then on our website is pearlrolling.com. And so you can get the papers there if you want to get them within 48 hours or sometimes 24 hours.
Hey.
You can just go ahead and go to Amazon. So either one is cool with me. I don't really care.
And what about your NFTs?
Yes. So yeah, Pearlfectionist.
Perfectionist.
Yes. So Pearlfectionist with an S at the end. So it's just Pearl and then Fectionist with an S. That's the Instagram account. If you follow that Instagram account, then you will get all the updates that you need to participate in if you want to. It's a really, really great opportunity.
Hey, come on, Morehouse.
Come on, PG. Come through.
Justin Buck, we've been so grateful to have you on our show today.
Maryland in the house.
Maryland in the house.
Yes,
From another
Maryland.
Marylander to another Marylander.
Yes.
We are so excited for the rest of our season 2. But until then, puff on, little puffins.
Puff on, little puffins.
And don't forget to eat.
Puff love. All right, everybody.
Join us by subscribing to wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And remember to eat, puff, love.
All right, cool. So yeah, like I like starting out by just first taking out the filter and just rolling the filter, and then our filters are perforated, so you can go back one, back like that. And then just roll it up. And then I usually just put that to the side, save it for later, because you don't want to go back and roll it up once you've already got the weed and everything in the paper. So for cleanliness, this is what we have here. We have that sealed end, and this is like our patented design right here. And then like if you don't have a rolling tray or anything like that, I just like to put it inside the packaging like that. And then just makes it really easy. Just spread it out, and then we're gonna grab this beautiful, beautiful weed, grind it up here. And at that point, that's where we go back and grab that filter that we rolled up. I'm not going to fill it up all the way. We've already smoked 2 joints today, so I need to be functional today. So we're going to just go right there. And that's a trick too, right? So like sometimes you want to roll something bigger that's like than a small size, but not as big as a king size. So I'll just like put it in where I think it's going to be like a good thickness, and I'll just leave some room right here and then tear it off after I'm done rolling. So that's like a little insider trick for this special situation. And then like if you do have some leftover herb in there, you just go ahead, put it back where you have it. And then this, right, what I'm doing right here, holding it, you can't do this with any other rolling paper. So just, that's the one of the main perks of our rolling papers. And then when I have it like this, that boated thing, nothing's going to be falling out. So when you are rolling it up, that's the main advantage, is that you don't have to worry about that happening at all when you're rolling. So it just makes it a little bit easier for you to focus on it. So then I just like to distribute the cannabis throughout the paper evenly. And most of the times you want to put more weed towards the end right here. And then also notice how at the top we still have that gap right here. I'm just going to tear it off, but the filter, I'm going to tear it off afterwards, but the filter can, just still be there. And when I'm rolling, I just like to have my right hand pretty much always on the filter, and then use my left hand to just pack it down. So at that point, all you need to do is just roll. This is the rolling part. You just roll down like that, take that paper, put it over like that, pack it down, and then continue to roll it up. And at this point, the paper's rolled basically, and then all I have to do right here is lick it. So it's a little bit loose though, like there's too much right now, there's too much air inside of it. So that's when like I'll take this top right here and just scooch the filter down. This is how you pearl it. Like it's so that it looks, pristine, like it's a pre-roll without any air gaps in it. And then I'll just take it, now that it's pearl, there's no air gaps or anything, I'm just gonna take it and lick it at the top of this gum line. And then just roll it over. And then I might no, we don't need to lick that actually. We can just go ahead and take that. So then the sealed end starts to become the tail, right? So you just take it, you pinch it, and you just twist it. And that becomes the tail. And that's like a candle wick to kind of just like start the burn and into your paper. And that space that we used before, we can continue to scooch it down and make sure there's no air gaps. And then just rip it off. And then you got a Pearl J ready for you to smoke. Beautiful.
Cool. Got it? Yeah, good.